Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for game number 2 here, Effect versus MEGA-LADA E-sports, who did quite well in the early game of the game number 1, but then kind of fell short in the end towards Effect, who had a pretty interesting strat based around a lot of magic amplification, just basically deleting heroes throughout the entirety of the game. But new game, new luck, similar bans though. Enchant Enchantress, but this time the Witch Doctor that caused a lot of grief for Effect in game number 1, so gotta leave that up to Ufir. And the Dark Willow, of course, being taken away again, on top of the Tiny this time, so not gonna give that over to Effect. Instead, they get themselves the Sand King, so, and the Rubik for MEGA-LADA. I'm kind of trading heroes a little bit here.
Yeah, and I think Airfly, since he's the drafter of Effect, he's like, I don't want to meet this Witch Doctor again. Fuck that hero.
Yeah. It was certainly very strong in that last game, but we'll see whether they can do similar things with Rubik. Normally you do need some sort of combo if you want to make kills happen with that early on. Still plenty of 4-position heroes left in the pool that can sort of help you with that, like the Tusk, Earth Spirit, kind of classics.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned this in the last draft as well, that teams just go Rubik as soon as they see Sand King. Like, it's such a popular counter, and that stun is so good.
Yeah.
They go with the Omni Knight here, and that's a staple hero for sure. So is Death Prophet, two very standard picks in the current meta, even this early. Like, you see them all the time.
Yep. Omni Knights, does that force you into some sort of specific draft? Like, it feels like it does force you into picking some sort of lane counter to him, right?
I mean, the hero is a lane bully, and there is a couple of few heroes that actually deals well with it. Razor is being the main counter, so the reason why teams are so eager to pick this lane counters are because like the hero is so good at running over in laning stage, so you want to be really careful about that. Like, it's Razor, Monkey King works somewhat, Ursa, but Ursa isn't. Then you have an Ursa in your team. Like, the hero is pretty unpicked now for a reason.
It's similarly hard to make it work. The same vein as the Troll Warlord, actually, I want to say, like the last game, where it's, yeah, sure, you can kind of win your lane, you can do things, but it's not reliable, it's not easy, it's very counterable throughout through just itemization, if nothing else, with a few 4-stars here and there. Then all of a sudden you just lose momentum so easily. But well, for now we do see the Razor banned out, so that's highly classic, coveted counter to the Omni Knight is taken out of the pool, and the Morphling also. Not wanting to give that over again to Effect. They have to find some sort of other solution.
Yeah, and I mean, against Omni Knight, what you want to do as well is you want a range here. So we could see Death Prophet safe. We've seen it before, Death Prophet safe lane, and it's not out of the box of reality here for sure.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to see what they choose. But for now, MEGA-LADA has the 3rd pick.
They're still looking for the mid hero, the 4 position, as well as the 1 position. So, what's the oyster really?
I mean, I would assume a position 4 hero here, right?
Yeah. I'd still really like to see something like a Tusk. It's not ideal in terms of roaming on top of the Death Prophet, especially once the DP has some extra levels going as a Spirit Siphon just to keep her alive, but
AA could go as well.
Yeah. Go for a Terrorblade straight up, alright.
And this is very risky to pick 2 core heroes this early, like Omni and Terrorblade.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that many heroes that fit the box of countering both of them, but
10 seconds.
I guess it's kind of double-edged sword against the Death Prophet, because the silence can prevent you from getting these thunders off early on before you have some sort of counter like a BKB or a meta style. But you also have the Omni Knight on your team to kind of help you out with that. So with that backup, that Terrorblade, that high armor hero, especially against the Death Prophet's Exorcism, might be what you need to just punch through and win these kind of team fights, but then Effect just doubles down on the silence, double down on the control. Doom throwing out an ultimate on Terrorblades. Well, what's he gonna do after that, right? Unless he's super tanky, super strong already, to a point where he can just right-click away anyway, then he's just gonna have to run and hope that the rest of his team can cover for him.
Yeah, and like Doom, I think it's such the hero is good because if Omnight is the problem is the game, you Doom him. If Terrorblade is like too big or whatnot, you try to Doom him. It kind of goes like you can go either way, and it's very scary to play Terrorblade in like early mid game when you're against the Doom because he will just kill you straight up unless if you're careful. So I'm really worried about this third pick Terrorblade. I think it's too early, but we have to see Effect goes with the troll one.
Huh.
So, you know, they want to show them how it's done, I guess.
I guess, yeah, it's the only explanation that I can see. I mean,
however, it is a hero that his range, or his possibility of being raised, so it actually deals with Omnight quite well in lane.
Yeah.
That is something why I can see them picking it, but yeah, it's out there.
But we've been kind of spending a lot of time more or less hating on that hero because it's very hard to make it work. But I guess in this game, I don't know. You have a bit of control from the Doom, being able to run people down at the very least. Death Prophet has some slows to work with, but then it's really just a tanking with an actual hard stun to set up for the troll to just right-click somebody down, which may or may not be enough.
I mean, we saw Sagging Troll last game, and that didn't work, so...
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a bit skeptical, just in general. But we'll see what they pick up now to round that out. What are we still looking for here? I mean,
I like the Brood ban for sure.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
So are they now picking up the 5 position support? Is that a thing, or are they just going greedy and not going for a classic 5?
I mean, I would assume this is an Half-Life Doom. He does like to play the hero. But this Raptor, guess it's not the best against Omnight or Kunkka. Nah, doesn't look very good. Bane is still in the pool because, but I don't know.
Bit of an odd one here with what Effect already has on their lineup, and maybe they realized that too, taking some time to think about it. They finally settled on the Bane. All right, good call on that one.
I mean, it is the most standard here that's left, so.
Yeah.
Oh, because Disruptor just looks pretty bad here. But still, they don't have a lot of AoE against Terrorblade, and that's something I'm a little bit worried about here.
Yeah.
They do have the Doom, that's nice. They have some silences. Troll Warlord with his mischance, it's nice. Sanking, yeah, sure, but it's like, doesn't feel like it's enough for a Terrorblade in my book, but.
Oh, it can still work if you're the ones just aggressing on the towers as kind of that 5-man unit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm talking about later on, you know, when Terrorblade has like 3-4 items maybe, but of course they could just end the game before that.
Yeah, it's certainly gonna have to be the plan for Effect. Now Visage. Huh.
That is a Visage mid.
Yeah, up against the Death Prophet now, one would think. Afterlife picking up that Doom. The King R in a 4 position.
I mean, Visage mid, it's pretty cancer to me. Like, it can be so ridiculously strong if it like gets to where it wants to be. Like, it has this early solo crest, maybe a pipe, probably not a pipe this game, but Helm of Dominator crest, and then like you can go somewhere. You can go Vladimir's, you can go Aghanim's, you can go freaking Desolator. Like, you can take a lot of routes with this hero, and if you get your item timings when you want them, you can run over any game, really.
Yep. It's a very powerful hero on the right hands. And again, something that where AoE would really help you a lot. I mean, and at the end of the day, you only have that AoE control from the Sanking Burst Strike, which is somewhat counteracted, but Rubik just being able to steal it and turn right against you, and also the Omni Knight, of course. being able to protect, heal, and turn things around. So, I do like MEGA-LADA's lineup a lot better than in game number 1. Especially because they have ways to actually take towers this time, right? They have not just the Visage, but also the Terror Blade, of course. Being very good at not just killing heroes, but also buildings with that Metamorphosis. So it's going to be down to the fact to try and play stable lanes, not overextend, not be turned round on by some Omni-9 shenanigans. And then go from there into the mid-game, group up as 5 around that Exorcism to take objectives. And apart from that, just win skirmishes off the back of the Doom. And be a lot down to execution here for them, I feel like.
I do like MEGA-LADA's lineup a lot more as well. I think they have a fair chance of winning it lineup-wise, but then again, I think Effect just seems to be a little bit on another level. But of course, that was only game 1, so they can definitely take it back here and show their true colors.
Yep. So they're gonna have to, because they're up. Effect are 1-0 in the best of 3 series in a single elimination bracket, so no second chances here from MEGA-LADA. They don't win this one, they're out of the tournament. It's as simple as that. The winner of this one, by the way, will be moving up to face against either Empire or Fly to Moon. That'll be a matchup that'll happen tomorrow evening. For now, we have StarLadder in the safe lane, hanging out there a little bit.
The battle begins.
Effort having shared tangles, indicating the mid lane position.
We're expecting a like aggressive tri-lane or like too much of annoyance from a dual lane or something. So they're like Visage can deal well. I mean, a lot better with that kind of stuff, I think. So maybe they're expecting me to be a easier lane for Terror Blade, but they're gonna put Bane there, and there's gonna be a troll. That's necessarily not the case.
Start enfeebling if you want to. Or just brain stabbing to match up against Ufir here, who's also helping out. So we've got that 2v2 mid. Lift into Metamorphosis. Actually, whoa, even into the body blocks. Well, will still be able to keep himself alive, but hey. That's a little attempt to just zone him away for a little bit. Choose to from that region.
Not bad. And we did, in the end, we did see the DP against Omni-9 in the safe lane, so...
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
Not the kind of matchup that they want, or not the lane that they wanted that matchup to be in, perhaps, but it's still working well, or should be working well for Alpha Ninja at least. Team already right-clicking away at Massacre.
Yeah, and he has very long range on DP, like it's 600, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
lane?
so that's what you want against someone. It's so nice.
I don't think around to Nefrit here for a couple of right clicks, but he already has the heal going from one of these tangos. Very explosive here in that mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, Effect, they have a lot of kill power with the slow from the axis and then just brings up his good nuke.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. That leaves us with another 2v2 in the top lane. Sailor up against Afterlife or King R. Trying to deal with the Conquer here, finds a Burst Strike. Afterlife gets himself the Thunderclap. He can throw around a bit of a slow here now. And that's a lot of burst damage together with that Infernal Blade, but the first blow is happening somewhere else. Middle lane. It is the Rubik who falls, while Storo was able to keep himself alive for a little bit longer due to the Torrent, but he still gets caught up by another Burst Strike. So he will fall in the end. 2-0 for Effect. After both of these plays.
Some nice kills going their way, and I mean, already MEGA-LADA not off to the start that they wanted.
Oh, no one could say that for sure. Especially if you also look at the CS. That's another lift in mid, ILTW. It's kind of tanky though, I mean, a lot of armor to work with, plus that stout shield.
Yeah, the hero has so much armor.
But yeah, also if you look at the CS, actually Massacre's doing quite well in that front despite this constant harassment from Alpha Ninja, but not even completely out of region. Picking himself up a bottle from the secret shop. He'll be able to sustain himself quite a bit, continuing to match up with the Death Prophet, so that lane is fairly even.
I mean, that's what DP allows you to do, like, she's not necessarily gonna destroy the lane because Omni Knight just... It's a very good one-on-one hero, but Omni Knight will basically own any like melee hero that's not Monkey King, so that's why they put this.
Gonna go again in the mid. This time Storo with a follow-up control from Torrent. So ILTW is the one who has to walk away. Gets X back into another few right clicks and he... Oh, the miss! The miss again! Are you kidding me? What? Oh my god! They get the Terrorblade just with Martin battling away at him. That must have been the axes, not just high grounds, right?
Yeah, that Rubik was on high ground, so it should have been there.
Oh my god!
That's so grueling.
So close, it's so far away. Nefert survives. They also lose Sailor up top. As they dive in past the tower with the support showing in mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Disastrous early
Very
game for MEGA-LADA. No Martin even with the haste rune able to wrap around. Bit dangerous here. Still find Ufir, cancel that clarity. Does want Nightmare to work with. Might have to use himself to try and dodge some of that damage as he finds 3 different heroes. Nice dodge on the stun there. Buying a bit more time, one would think. Jukin Jivin can knives up to creeps and he can. Oh man, even that clear kill is not gonna be afforded to MEGA-LADA.
Early game is becoming bad to worse for MEGA-LADA, and it's not necessarily because they're making like something bad, like that kill on Troll. It was just unfortunate, and then Terrorblade, because they keep missing, he goes a little bit too far and Main is able to kill him, and now the neutral. I mean, it's tough to watch.
Yep. Asaka living life on the edge here, but Spurs Siphon and Crypt fall on cooldown at the time, so he was just fine. But now Martin made rotation in with a nice little Nightmare to set them up for a nuke down. Massacre a little bit too deep after all. King R, wrap around in mid, finds a burst strike, and that's a lot of damage to the Terrorblade. On level 3 here, not a lot of health points to work with, but with the lift remove here. And now the wraparound, or the TP in from Storo.
Can they? Nah, they're not even gonna try.
Yeah. Just goes to show how much danger MEGA-LADA is in this middle lane.
Yeah, or any lane really.
Oh yeah.
As this early game speaks, they need to find a way to stop the bleeding and make things go their way, but looks tough for now.
Storo, we slowed down. Finds a torrent on 2, so he should be fine unless they want to dive further, but it looked like they want to. So yeah. Again, looking back at the CS, there's also an indication like Afterlife.
Bottom Massacre. I think he's dead again. Oh, just
yet.
barely. That was actually the Gigan Aura attack slow that made Bane like miscalculate when the auto attack would go off.
Yep.
So he just barely didn't get the auto attack plus the brains up.
Unfortunate. Yeah, so can MEGA-LADA, like, even with these lanes, they're not really going well, but unless they die again here up top, Sailor. Only 1 point up in Gravekeeper's Cloak, actually. It's not going to be enough to protect himself here. So, with the way these lanes are going, is it still right for MEGA-LADA? Can they come back later? Or is this just dooming their chances?
I think it's alright for them to lose the lanes, but this isn't losing the lanes. This is like... It's 3k goal lead at 7 minutes. It's way too much, and it's gonna be hard for any kind of lineup to be in this deficit.
I'm trying to fix it now against ILTW. 4 different heroes here. Nightmare being transferred over. Nice little burst strike from King Arthur onto 3. Afterlife now also rotating in with the Doom. That's 1 dead. That's the Omni Knight already taken care of. Now Storo gonna be right click down. No more brain tap or anything unless he wants to dive further and stick up. Just find King R finds it just with a burst strike instead. And Ufia trying to knife himself to Roshan. That's not gonna happen. Afterlife claps him down again. Extra right clicks from ILTW. They do lose Death Prophet at the same time down bottom.
They're on the board.
Yeah.
MEGA-LADA is coming at you. I mean, once again, not at all a good sequence for them. But they do get the Death Prophet. Sailor gets something going his way.
Yep.
That's something.
He's got to count your blessings at that point. It's repairing. I mean, you got a lot of gold off of that. Just putting him ahead of the Sand King. Before that, it's look different, one would imagine.
Gold for my chest.
But yeah, gotta continue that. Committing more resources down here. Massacre rejoining him in the bottom lane. Same with Storo, so might want to look to put on some pressure on the tower at the same time. Effect already doing the same thing up top. They could even commit the exorcism. The tower already down to half health with all this constant pressure. Oh yeah, not really necessary.
They're probably even gonna go tier 2 here with the exorcism because they know they can't really defend bottom because Death Prophet TP top, and so it's just pretty scary zone to TP into. So they're just most likely gonna go tier 2 here.
Yep.
Because they know Visage TP bottom to kill Death Prophet. He has a TP up again though.
Ufir gets right click down and burst struck again. So tier 1s aren't safe anymore. 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes into the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And yeah, Effect made their way. Gonna use that exorcism now, just as it said. Gonna do a good amount of damage here unless that's being responded to. MEGA-LADA, they don't quite have that strong of a push, even with the Visage on the field.
They're setting up to defend this, but they even forced a cancel from Rubik. He didn't dare to tip in there. Tells them that okay, there's probably not a real defense coming up here because then he wouldn't cancel it.
Yep.
He can probably stick by and just get this.
This was about to expire though, and now with more TPs in, there's a Nightmare just spouting out the Visage and keeping him into place. So they don't quite finish off the tower, just level 1
Yeah,
Exorcism.
they get up ninja here.
Gonna make it hard, but yeah, the birds are a bit faster. 1 stun, 2 stun, X into Torrent. It's like nice little silence and buy him a little bit more time, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. 4 heroes proved to be a little bit too much even for Death Prophet. That's decently farmed here.
It's a nice kill, but they're gonna basically lose mid tower because of that. Like ILTW just freely hits away on that.
Or are they?
Meanwhile, no, they're not gonna lose the tower.
Yeah.
Maybe they get a kill on him here. That would be nice.
We mean smoke rotation here. The other smoke from Effect is actually moving towards the bottom lane right now, so ILTW completely unprotected, and he realizes that too, so he falls back into the jungle.
Very good map sense from him.
Oh, the courier! Not the courier! It delivers some things, they just ignore the courier. He just throw out the Doom of the Terrorblade. It's a much juicier target. And it's a foregone conclusion. He should end up dropping here for sure.
Unintentional jukes, it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
Nice.
That much of a time is too much between the Scorched Earth and the Doom.
I think Nefrit put the illusion next to him because he wanted to try to deny himself. But the illusion ended up dying from Scorched Earth ticks.
Yep.
That would have been a really cool play from him.
Oh yeah, for sure. As it stands, you get the Terrorblade, and they should also be killing this tower at the same time. Alpha Ninja. Last man standing up top as the rebound comes from Silent as Birds once again throws on the silence. Yes, Bird Siphon already there. This time, mass TP to stop it, and the free script on the Silo will be interrupted by zone Birds. So no quick kill there instead. Ufir, Stone Repel trying to keep himself alive, so it's gonna have to be down to right clicks by Alpha Ninja. It's powerful enough to make that happen. Silo trying to TP out inside the trees and found a really good spot.
Just barely.
In fact, unable to get the vision out for some sort of nightmare play. So far so good. I mean, tower down bottom should still end up dropping to the catapult.
Or is he gonna get one more?
One shot! There we go.
Easy. Calculated.
Effect continue to build the momentum here and just not giving MEGA-LADA any sort of inch.
And this is what
responding.
you don't want to give Terrorblade any space to farm and whatnot, and they know that they're just gonna go whenever they have their abilities.
Yep.
And I mean, the exorcism up, they don't even need to use it for this tower, but they could if it's like becoming an engagement. But let's get it for free.
Unga was thinking about TPing in there to try and turn this, but would have been very scary indeed.
King R, he has his blink dagger now. He during all of that stuff that happened a couple of minutes ago, he was just farming the bottom lane quietly. So he has a very nicely timed blink dagger as a position 4.
Yep.
So they're probably gonna get the tier 1 mid now, or at least force a fight there.
Striking it
perfect
down,
position.
but Desibling, Desibling strike the silence onto the Conqueror, looking to try and burst him down, and they will be able to. No spells really coming out from Store. Afterlife though, with a Storm Burst Strike from Rubik, almost bringing him down, but almost not quite enough. He's still alive to the Scorched Earth, and this time the Fiend Scrub, no way to interrupt it until the Storm comes through from the Centaur, but the damage is already done. They bring down Sailor, but the birds in the Centaur. Sailor actually from the grave avenging himself, killing off Martin. So don't get away with that completely scot-free, but still, damage is done.
Not a great trade.
Yeah. Only killing off the Rubik, and just the fact that he's worth so much money with that killing spree going on, it's like, not exactly what you want to see if you're a MEGA-LADA fan.
It's looking quite tough for them right now. I mean, they just need to get this Terrorblade to at least get the Yasha, I mean, ideally Manta, and then perhaps try to take a fight if they're not too far behind. But the pace this game is going, they're gonna be very far behind at the point where Terrorblade gets Manta.
Yep.
So I'm not quite sure. They're digging themselves a pretty deep hole here. Maiden, is he gonna find Nerfit here? Does not have Brain Group though, so should be fine.
Yeah. He's gonna need some more help. It's a TP in from Doom, and this is exactly what you need. You can find the Doom on the right target. Just a little bit of control. Man, there is Nightmare. Plenty of time for Afterlife to walk in and throw that one out. And King is there for good measure with a Blink Burst Strike, so...
I'm helping.
Yeah. Stealing the kills, you know, that's a good support shit.
I'm useful.
LTW meanwhile finished off his Battle Fury. Very good timing.
Yeah.
Though it doesn't feel like it, just because they're so far ahead in terms of objectives, it feels like the game's later than it is.
Yeah, it feels like it's not 50 minutes in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But MEGA-LADA, they're kind of setting up here. I don't think, no, with these two heroes, they're not pushing this tower, but they're around. Maybe they can hope for someone to go on Omni-Knight here and then just turn with their boat and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, there are 5 here.
Yeah, they should be able to muscle it down, but that's a big commitment to make that happen.
And effect is already done here, so.
Yeah. After still level 1 exorcism, so mediocre damage, but you also have the catapult there. So we'll be able to bring that down still reasonably quickly. So what? LTW just denies the Invis rune. I guess he wasn't gonna use it anyway. Just wants to farm,
I mean,
right?
Why not? They're tipping in here. Are they gonna get out on the side of MEGA-LADA? They're trying to fight this. They don't have a Rubik here.
Oh, nice Nightmare from Martin, and now King L Blink Burst Strike onto the Trailblade. Does have the help this time though from Massacre. Though non-heals repels, but there's a Fiend Scrub! Now LTW needs to start right-clicking, but there it is. They know that there was always going to be the Guardian Angel. Wanted to get that out first, and they did. Now,
this is gonna be a super good
turn on Epicenter Burst Strike on 2. They need to burst out of Trailblade very quickly, and they can before his own ultimate comes out. Now it's just a matter of cleanup. Sailor with the Nightmare. So the rest of the team just trying to TP and run away.
What a bash.
He'll be the secondary casualty. Effect just great decisions all around. Afterlife keeping in first, being the tanky target that he is, cannot be bursted down. Great Nightmare dodge on the boat even. And then just not overcommitting, just baiting out the Guardian Angel.
Yeah, that was really impressive. Like, because it looked like it wouldn't be such a good fight from because of this Guardian Angel, but they kind of just baited out, stay around, and then, yeah, the Epicenter just winning the fight single-handedly.
Yep. Whew. Now straight into the rush pit.
And MEGA-LADA, they can't do anything about this. Use Meta, they use Guardian Angel.
Should do Phoebe for sure. Aegis in the hands of ILTW, so gonna have that Troll Warlord as a potential frontliner.
You got disconnected.
What?
I got disconnected.
Although, please, why you do this? Well, at least it's you and not me who's also running the camera on the stream, so...
This is something positive about it.
Yeah.
I'll back it.
Well, working away to tier 2. MEGA-LADA already with some... I don't want to say desperation plays, but just really smart plays. Being in the position to skip the creeps, so... Effect will have a hard time actually going high ground with this particular push, unless... I guess there's still a few creeps left. Disable backdoor. They have a DD rune on Troll Warlord plus the Aegis, but...
Alright, now there's no more creeps.
Yeah. Backdoor region will kick in sooner rather than later, so it's not really point over committing there and maybe losing a few heroes.
This is very nice from Nefrit for sure, because he can't do a lot on this map, but at least he can do this. Oh, do they want to fight here? They know DP bottom.
Smoke out, scattered out by Doom though, throws it out onto the Omni-Knight with the Fiend Scrum on top. The Epicenter Burst Strike on Morse. They just cleave down these heroes, about to give them some extra time. Storo trying to just buy some more space for the rest of his team. Will be successful, but he still has to pay his life for it. Meanwhile, we do run down Martin. Fiend's Grip and Doom both used to Massacre just to keep him away from that fight and casting in these spells, but...
I mean,
that was still right for MEGA-LADA, wasn't it?
If they can use this opportunity to... The fact that they used Doom and the Fiend's Grip, maybe we'll make something happen about it. I would say it's a win. Otherwise, it's just they lost 2 for 1. So.
Yep. I'll certainly trying. There's 2 lanes pushing in now. Much harder to just skip, especially if you have no heroes on the other side of the map. Did have Terrorblade retreating.
They're probably gonna force this one, and they're not gonna have 2 of their big ultimates, so maybe this could be something for MEGA-LADA. Gonna have Meta up, they have Guardian Angel.
Team nibbling away here. God helping out, but there's the boat coming through, axing back Affinage, but dodges it with the use. Everyone else walked away. Burst Strike onto the Conker, but no crazy amount of damage done. After effect, just concentrating on the buildings. Now Afterlife once again, Nightmare Dodge already used, but doesn't seem like it's gonna be enough this time, so they will be able to not bring down a Doom. The Burst Strike, until just now. The Burst Strike still turns us around onto Massacre. Now the right clicks with the bashes coming through from ILDW, coming in big as he finally has to use his Aegis with the last couple of right clicks in from the Terrorblade. Using that Metamorphosis power. Slept up right now, so it should buy more time, especially with another Burst Strike from King R. Into the blink out. Can they make the clean escape happen? There's another axe. There's another torrent here looking to bring down ILTW twice with the extra nukes with the right clicks. Maybe, maybe not. Another Burst Strike as he's running further and further away. Could be able to make the retreat happen. King Ivan finds the blink TP. So all they lose is Afterlife on the Doom. They still get the first tier 3 tower of the game.
I don't understand how they didn't. That looked to be a very good fight for MEGA-LADA, but in the end, yeah, they actually only lose Doom.
Yeah.
X is so obnoxious to like try to back from. Let's constantly get dragged back.
Yep.
Torrent and
King R just landing Burst Strike after Burst Strike, causing enough chaos of his own.
yeah, and they didn't have Epicenter in that fight. Otherwise, he would have counter-initiated with Epicenter at some point.
Yep.
And it would have been a disaster, I'm sure, but MEGA-LADA lives to fight another day.
Well, shrines at least are open up. What? Okay, that's a good kill.
That's a very big kill, actually.
Didn't even
But
see
you know-
Ninja down bottom there.
You know it's a tough game when the position 4 of the opponent team is almost higher than both of your cores,
Yeah.
which is almost the case here.
King R getting pretty close, for sure. Has the blink, has the Ewells. What items are we looking at now for effects? Because you would think that they already have a decent base, but they'll probably want to wait for the next Roshan anyway before they go high ground again.
Yeah, I like the fact ILTV is going for the blink. I can understand that, but the BKB is gonna be the real big thing for him. The one he wants, like, he's gonna have some leeway to not get X'd and all this lift and crap. He's just gonna be able to do his thing. Hopefully, blow up 1 or 2 targets, perhaps. And now for Ninja, he has his Yule, so he doesn't suffer as much if he's getting X'd. So
King R just using that to dodge that. And meanwhile, Martin, FNJ, Alta W, they're all wrapping around the side. The Fiend Script on the Omni Knight is the focus on big target. Burst Strike onto the Yules. Also stacked up with that, but it doesn't matter. Storo will still fall. So yeah, good movement. As MEGA-LADA was a little bit too far out, just get backstabbed, and this is an invitation to finish up the set of racks.
There's nothing MEGA-LADA can do about this one.
And he finally pops it. Goes straight for the middle lane.
Hey, why not?
Thought the Omni Knight just gets so hard to fight, especially if King R continues to find these burst strikes. This time only in a burst. Everyone else being able to dodge around. Nightmares being dodged.
This melee. Trying to poke.
So yeah, there's a boat coming through. Afterlife. Oh, there's the epicenter. Finds a burst strike on 2 somehow. Bluefear and Storo both dropping very, very fast. Doom now onto the Terrorblade. So he can still right click away. It's reasonably tanky. So we'll just be able to shrug it off. This time, extra bit of control from the birds. They have enough power for LTW. Again, King R with the burst strike. Now Doom has expired. Omni Knight finally back in the fray. And that'll be enough sustain to finish off LTW. Finally, they get a big kill under their belt. But they need to find more. They need to find, perhaps, the Bane would also just be helpful. Starly even has the power to make that work. Only use the stuns from the birds as a nightmare. Yeah, Storo Massacre catching up now.
And it's nice 2 kills, but they lost 3 Raxes for it, so...
Yeah.
And a tower, the tier 3 mid, so... Definitely not worth it for MEGA-LADA, but at least they get something.
Yep. Imagine if Omni Knight doesn't get picked off without buyback there earlier. They have Massacre available. Maybe they can even hold the racks. Just with the Guardian Angel, with the Repel and everything, still being quite a factor in these team fights. Top lane Storo, oh no. He bought back too! So if he dies here, which you really should by all rights, then he's not going to be coming back for anytime soon either.
I mean, Nefrit knows what's up. He's going for the Divine. But it's quite far away in the current moment. And Massacre dead as well. No buyback.
Oh. 15 and 30 seconds respectively.
It's quite a bit, like they're gonna use 20 seconds or so to get to the base, so I mean Omni Knight is gonna be quite close to spawning, but still I would assume they're gonna force this one. Why not? Like, so far I guess they're very close to the Troll World BKB, so
it depends on how strong they're feeling right now. They can force it, poke a little bit with the Exorcism, or they can just control the lanes up even more, defend bottom, and then go to Roche Pit, but looks like go for the first option.
Well, you got that? No, I didn't get the Exorcism. Damn.
Yeah.
Nice awareness of Alpha Ninja to use the Crypts farm instantly.
Yeah. Access Torrents. Silas there trying to do some damage, but King R shelling up that epicenter, looking for a burst strike. Doesn't actually find it this time. So, well, good positioning there from MEGA-LADA. They still lose a lot of damage at the tower. But for now, they're still holding. That's an Exorcism on cooldown. Effect repelled for once. More time for the Divine, I guess. He actually switched to Butterfly.
I mean, Divine is on Terrorblade is not a very good Divine hero.
Yeah.
Like, your Illusionist doesn't use it whatsoever. But Afterlife, he has Shiva now. They got the BKB on Troll Warlord. They're like ridiculously strong on the side of Effect now.
Yep.
They've had the Crimson Guard for a long time as well. So like, it's so much armor from this Doom. And MEGA-LADA, they're basically physical damage. They have the boat, I guess. A couple of Rubik spells and Omni Knight, but
yeah,
very little magical damage.
One of the bursts is only looking for a Visage to be able to do a good amount of damage. I mean, he does have that Solar Crest, but bursts just don't do too much up against the Crimson Guard.
No, that Crimson Guard, it is the counter against Visage.
Yeah.
If you ever have a lot of issues with a Visage core, go Crimson Guard, and at least it's gonna relieve your issues of dying instantly.
Yeah. You want to block 60 damage per attack. And 45 is the attack damage for these familiars right now, so it's soaked up all of that. Now I'm gonna try and finish the job up top. Right after finishing up the Roche, Ninja holding on to the cheese, LTW, also that Aegis, and the BKB available. Having a hard time seeing how they can kill him here. Afterlife gets controlled up a little bit. Stolen Doom reflected onto him. With Scorched Earth going, doesn't really care too much. LTW just wants buildings here. Won't give up the Aegis for it, but hey, mission accomplished. Only one range rack standing between MEGA-LADA and, or between effects and mega creeps, however you want to say it. And the epicenter again, Mr. Burst Strike though. Still doing a bit of damage. Just LTW finding pops at BKB. They refocus again, looking for these objectives. Not actually finding them, just yeah, LTW. Could have finished it off probably with the remaining BKB time, but
enough ninjas indeed.
Oh, gets the cheese off just in time. Does still have the Yules, but doesn't get it off. And Rex still standing, so bit of a derp moment perhaps from effects. Miscommunicating.
I think they're feeling like they won already, which I mean, to be fair, they kinda have.
Yeah.
But there is a range tracks up. Butterfly completed on Terrorblade now, so he's not gonna be that easy to kill. That like Butterfly is gonna increase his damage by a lot.
Yeah.
So while this game is like 99% over, that 1%, man.
Yeah. Dota Plus agrees.
Maybe not even
just shy of the 100% mark.
Yeah, maybe it was 0.3 more like it.
Yeah.
But there's still a chance.
Ooh. King R, I mean, at some point you just have to call him out for that, right?
It's gonna
It's gonna use start, but now it's the entirety of MEGA-LADA.
Try to burst. They need to fight those auto base.
Yeah. Effort with the Metamorphosis use. Actually burst down King R first. Fiendscript's there. Trying to turn this around by LTW. You can't actually hit this guy. Can't hit him through their butterflies. Instead they have to refocus on some of these supports.
They're winning this fight.
They are, yeah. Only the Rubik going down. Nefert can just continue right-clicking now. After Ninja, Afterlife, they're all running away, and Storrock getting in range for an X. That'll be the deciding factor.
Get more. They have used method. It's gonna be a cooldown. Like
it's so fast though.
Trying. They're trying.
Oh man, they find Afterlife. Alright. Buyback from King R though. They want to fight this. Silence and everybody. Bolt coming through though with a Metamorphosis still used. A lot of damage done to Afterlife, but Yules slowing it down a little bit. The Doom after the repel. They'll take him away. His Massacre is suddenly isolated here amongst a bunch of effect heroes who want the bigger target though. They want to try and finish off Terrorblade. If they can just find him, and they can. Couple right clicks here. Butterfly, not enough to save him this time.
He had Crimson Birds, Crimson Guard up, and the birds did 0 damage.
Yeah.
Like they didn't touch him. And this is the armor build. Like he's so he even has the ice armor from the Frost Ogre.
Yeah.
Ice Ogre.
No way. Really didn't touch the Doom at that point. Takes so much. And then Exorcism used now just to finish up that particular building. Mega Creep's available for effect, and yeah, it should be over now. No Turbo for 20 seconds, which is an eternity at this point, as they're cleaning through the rest of these supports.
Yeah. Should be it.
GG, well played is called. Effect. You end up winning the game too as well. A little bit awkward, it's 1 or 2 spots there, with just a few missed burst strikes here or there, but ultimately it wasn't really significant. They just had full control of the game from the beginning, really.
Yeah. And I mean, King R, yeah, he did a little bit of a derpy stance and whatnot, but he hit them and the epicenters when it mattered, which was in the early game. Like that, he really delivered on those. So
certainly a much deserved victory here for effect. That does mean that MEGA-LADA are already out of the tournament, as this is a single elimination bracket. Effect move on to the semi-finals. And they'll be facing up against either Empire or Flight to Moon. That game is happening tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central European Time. I do hope you tune in for that. But for now, we say goodbye. Follow us on Twitter at dragondrop and at eskillz. And thank you guys very much for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.